style challenge in 25 minutes on BBC One. First, can anyone really be this useless at cooking?
Now, the partners of today's contestants aren't asking for a win on the lottery. Do they crave a villa in Barbados? They're quite happy to sit on a bus and watch someone else drive by in a Ferrari. All they desire is to have the one they love cook them a meal. Is that too much to ask? Possibly. But let's find out and meet the first couple dying to play Can't Cook, Won't Cook. Right, we've got Christine and Tony Markey. You're from Wallsend, which is in Newcastle upon Tyne. Is that right?
That's correct.
You've got an interesting career. What do you do?
Entertainers on cruise ships. We sing, dance.
I've done that.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I have.
Yeah, we saw, yeah.
We saw it, yeah.
Full of face like that. Wasn't that
Very
bad?
impressive.
It's a great life then, isn't it?
Great.
Lots of wonderful food.
Wonderful.
Which is probably as well because you have a partner that doesn't cook.
Yeah. Doesn't, won't, can't, you name it.
Married for 4 years and no chance.
No.
Which it drove you to sea.
It's one of the main reasons was to get food cooked.
We'll do our best to change that. We'll see you in a moment.
Thank you.
Let's meet the second couple who want to play Can't Cook, Won't Cook. How are you? Nice to see you both. Right, David and Jane Ochiltree, you're from Churchdown, which is in Gloucester.
Yep.
You've been married for 27 years. That's a lot of married years, isn't it? Round of applause for that. Well worth a round of applause. Oh, and still in love. Been married for 27 years. You work in material. You work with material, don't you? But you have a hobby that we'll talk about a bit later on. 27 years is a long time to tolerate somebody that won't or can't cook.
Yep.
Is there a story behind this?
Well, he's made syllabub and put half a bottle of sherry in it. He's just reluctant and...
Useless?
Useless.
Absolutely useless?
We've given up on him.
Giving up. So
Yeah.
bring him to Kevin.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do our best. Let's play Can't Cook, Won't Cook. Take a seat. Come and join me. Come in tight. Pop your hat on. Pop your hat
Is that
on.
all right?
Well, it's as good as it's going to get, then. Pop your hat on and come in tight. Feast your eyes upon this. Right, okay, this is a really lovely dish. Origins of the dish go to the Canaries. Not the flying type, but the Canary Islands, right? The sauce is a mojo sauce. We're going to sit that on basil fried potatoes. Sitting on top of the basil fried potatoes is a supreme of chicken, which we're going to stuff with a garlic and basil goat cheese. I think it's time to rattle those pots and pans. Light the flame underneath the pan which has water in it, the back of the stove. That's the very first thing that you do. Okay, now that water has already had some heat given to it. Good. Flames up high. What I want you to do is to take the ladle. Take the ladle. Good. And I want you to take a ladle of the water, followed by another ladle of the water, and put it into the little glass bowl, and then place that to one side. Now the water should be coming to the boil, so carefully let the potatoes go in. The lid goes on. One of the lovely things about the Mediterranean is that it produces what... Listen to me and do what I'm doing, okay? So whatever I've got in my hand, you should have in your hand during the next half hour. Right. One of the lovely things about the Mediterranean...
Nothing.
No, don't. One of the nice things about the Mediterranean is that it's produced lots of lovely flavours. Do what I do. Do what I do now.
That was too fast.
We both intend to finish at the same time, so you need to do what I'm doing, right? Including sun-dried tomatoes, and widely available now, sun-dried peppers. This might look like a piece of old dried leather, but it's not. It's sun-dried peppers. Take 2 and snip them like that and drop them straight into the boiling water which is in the little glass bowl. The other 2 put to one side or slip them in your pocket and chew them on the way home. Done it? So easy. Now they should be right in the water. Now they're sun-dried, so therefore all of the flavours, all of the intense flavours from the peppers, or tomatoes if that was the case, in this case peppers, are captured within the pepper itself. And we're releasing those flavours now, right, by reconstituting with a little bit of water. Into this bowl, this is goat's cheese, widely available. Any soft goat's cheese will do fine, okay, for this dish. And this is really very versatile stuff. It's a great host ingredient. What it will do is it will take on the flavours, not that you give a monkey, but it'll take on the flavours of any ingredient that you put into it. So we're going to put, first of all, some smashed garlic in. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take half of the basil, just the leaves, like so, and using any knife that you feel comfortable with, then chop the basil, just snip the basil. So it's nice and fine, and keep watching what you're doing at all times. So you do a knife throwing act as well, do you? Once you've chopped the basil, add that to the goat's cheese and mix together. Put that to one side. Now you've got 2 chicken breasts. We only need 1. So what I'd like you to do is to pick whichever you think is the most attractive chicken breast. Is that what you do when you're checking chicken breasts? Right, now it's important that the skin is good, seriously. This is a dish which requires the skin to be intact, so make sure that the skin is well covered. Pick the chicken breast which has the nicest looking skin, which covers the chicken breast as much as possible. Put that on the board, put the other one away. Light the flame underneath the smallest of the 2 frying pans. And that wants to be up, not too high, around about 3/4. But don't put anything in that pan at this stage. Just have the pan on, ready to go. Okay, now using this small knife, if you come over to me for a second, let me just show you what I want you to do. Okay, look very closely. The idea is to make a little movement in there and then slip the fingers in like that to create a little pocket. Then what we're going to do is take some of that and we're going to spread it all over and inside, deep inside, just spread it over the breast like that. Don't need it all, you just need enough to give it flavour, and then press it down again. That's all you've got to do. That's so simple. Make sure that your potatoes are just simmering. That's it. Just tease it up a little bit. Now then, Jane. So far, we've done nothing, have we?
He's cooked though.
He's cooked. He has cooked so far. We've got the potatoes on cooking. He's managed to snip his peppers. Tell me the story. What's the worst he's done?
The worst he's done? Well, this potatoes, it's worrying me, because he cooked me some potatoes once, and they weren't cooked, and he said they were al dente.
Potatoes and al dente. You've got an interesting hobby, haven't you? What do you do?
I design colouring books for children, for museums.
Do you? And how long have you been doing that?
Years.
So you're obviously very artistic then, aren't you?
I
mean,
am.
An artistic, because cookery is to do with being fairly artistic. So this should be interesting to see what the result is like.
Oh, good.
Have you done it?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Right. Now, the pan which we've lit, what I want you to do is to take a little oil. Okay. You going to say something? No, that's vinegar. That's oil. Take a little oil and into the pan. Okay. Just a little. And then place the chicken breast skin side down, move the oil around the pan, put the chicken breast in, skin side down, first of all. And once it's in, leave it on the heat, you'll find it cooks quicker. Wait till the chicken settles, and now turn the chicken breast over so it's got a little bit of colour, and we leave that to cook. Very simple. Next stage is I'm going to drain the potatoes. You stay with that. I'll tell you when to turn it over. All right. Put the fork down. You look threatening with it. So off comes the lid, and the potatoes, I'm going to go over to this thing. You do the same as I'm doing. Use the cloth, okay? And just drain the potatoes, because they've been blanched. In they go. coming. See, it's actually starting to happen, isn't it?
Well, when it goes up a bit, it means it's...
What do you mean when it
Does
goes
it
up a bit?
rise?
Does it rise?
You're like bread. Does it suddenly rise up and look thicker? And then...
I think you're thinking of something entirely different to chicken. Right, potatoes drained. Have you drained them?
Yes, I turned my,
Where are your potatoes then?
in the sink.
Your potatoes are in a sink?
No, look, they're in.
No, your potatoes are in the colander. Right, put them back in the pan.
Oh,
They go back in the pan. Now, if you drain your potatoes off, place the potatoes not on the heat, but next to the heat. Turn the flame off, which was heating the water, so turn that flame off. Next stage is light the flame underneath the frying pan, the other frying pan. You've done that?
Yes.
Put a little bit of oil in that. A little bit of oil goes in there. Try and keep up with me if you can. Now the potatoes that you've drained, let the oil get nice and hot, and then drop the potatoes straight in there. Let them move for a second. Whilst that's happening, go over. Good. Excellent. Now leave them, they're fine. Just let them work. So the chicken's cooking, the potatoes are cooking, I'm cooking. You stay where you are. I'm just going to drain off the peppers. You do exactly the same thing on your side. So drain off the peppers. Can you see how they're now soft? You'd recognise that. So they become nice and moist and soft. If you do exactly the same thing with yours, and then pop the peppers into the food processor. In they go. Straight into the food processor. Nothing could be easier than that. Give your potatoes a shake. Check your chicken. Because it's important that the chicken is cooked. Peppers into the food processor as soon as you like. In they go. Quick as you like. You don't have to take, you just take the top thing out.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Garlic on the board.
Garlic.
And cut the garlic into about 4 pieces. Did I tell you to do that? Put the garlic on the board. Garlic. No, that's cheese.
Yes, thanks, Kevin.
Just cut the garlic into 4 pieces, put it into the food processor. Shake the potatoes. Check the chicken. Shake the potatoes.
Oh.
Check the chicken. Good. Brilliant. Straight into the food processor. Now you should have next to you coriander. Coriander.
Oh.
Right. Just a quarter of a teaspoon of coriander. Very carefully, a little bit of coriander goes in. Quarter of a teaspoon of coriander. Followed by... Okay. Turn your chicken over.
This spoon's too big, Kevin. It won't fit. Okay.
Followed by... Oh, we haven't finished yet. Oh, no. Followed by a quarter of a teaspoon of cumin. And turn your chicken over. Shake your potatoes. Is the cumin in? Have you turned the chicken over? Turn the chicken over. What have you done?
Oh.
Now, turn the chicken down very, very low. Very, very low indeed. And what we do now is we put half a teaspoon of paprika. Half a teaspoon of paprika. And we need to speed this up a little bit because I'm getting bored. 2 tablespoons exactly, it mustn't be any more, of white wine vinegar. Half a teaspoon!
It wouldn't come out, it was in lumps.
Right. and then put the top on that you're so fond of doing and blitz it.
How much of this was it?
2 tablespoons precisely. Shake your potatoes, check your chicken. Right, brilliant. Now, take the tops off and get the oil. Right? And the drizzle you've got to watch very carefully, and you're looking for the consistency here. And it shouldn't be too runny, it should be like mayonnaise. So watch it going in. It should have body, like me. A little bit at a time. Did you put your white wine vinegar in?
No.
Oh, you didn't bother with that?
I couldn't,
We've done it.
sorry.
Turn your chicken down, put the white wine vinegar in. Right, when you think you've got enough oil in there, stop.
How much, Kevin?
2 tablespoons precisely.
Is that right?
Is that fine? You happy with that? I am. I'm delighted with it.
All right, then.
I'm thrilled to pieces with it. Now put some more oil in there. Slowly. Slowly. Quicker than that. Quicker than that. That's too quick. That's fine. Get the rest of the basil. Turn that off. That's it. Turn it off. Turn it off. Turn.
Oh, that.
The chicken should be cooked. Right? The potatoes should be cooked. The sauce should be wonderful. So take the top off. Then remove the blade. That's very, very important. Remove the blade. Okay. Now, David, this is where you come into your own. Because we've got a separate studio for you. Only joking, David. I wish. Right. What we're going to do is this. The way you set this dish is entirely up to you. You set it any way you want at all, okay? Any way you like at all. The chicken needs to be cut slightly. That's up to you. So you can dress this any way you like, so off you go, enjoy yourself, complete free hand. I give up. Off you go. Do anything you like. Just set it up so it's beautiful. That's it. From a great height, it's always a good idea. You don't have to use them all if you don't want.
Oh.
You must have got this technique from when you worked on the old blue funnel line. Do you remember that? Carrying coal to Bulgaria or somewhere,
To
was
Newcastle.
it? Newcastle, that's the one. So I've just got this urge, David, to cook my chicken, but you don't have to at all. Because that just, by cutting it, it just allows the goat cheese to ooze out slightly. But you do it any way you like. Is this the part you enjoy? Oh, you're cutting it down the centre. That's nice. Nice, good. No, it's good. It's good. And you cut yours like a baked potato. Christ. Good idea. Oh, good idea. There's a lettuce leaf for you as well. A little bit of greenery, if you want. Not essential. I'll have that one.
I've only got the stalks left.
Put the stalks on, and if you're the artist, you do whatever you think is appropriate. Are you bothering with sauce or not?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's good. It'll just give it a little bit of colour, won't it? So it's cartoons you do?
Yeah.
Cartoons. Now, let's just make sure that all your gases are turned off. Tony, what can I say?
It's
You know?
filling.
It's filling. I mean, probably what it needs is if we could just borrow a little cuff of your jacket. Just
bit of
highlight it
greenery.
slightly. That's brilliant. Sort of a Beano effect, is that? Dandy.
Viz.
Viz. Absolutely appropriate. Do you know, I feel deep, even deeper than that, in my soul. It's time to tickle those taste buds! Bring them in. Pop them down there. Okay, Jane? Tony? Well, look, I mean, he's a cartoonist. I mean, what can I say?
Brilliant.
It is. You've got a supporter, which is wonderful. Not done bad.
No,
No, not at all. Right, pop your blindfolds on, and what we'll do is I'll just cut a bit of the chicken, making sure that it's definitely cooked, and we'll give you a taste of both. We shan't tell you whose it is that you're tasting. Ooh, love some of that sauce as well. I'll try not to get any on your suit, Tony, because that would be a disaster. Well, you'd probably match, actually. It'd be nice. You'll have to give me the name of your tailor.
You wouldn't like it.
No, I'd avoid him. Right, okay. Jane, here we go. A little piece. There you go. Got him? Happy? Now, that was plate number one. You don't know who produced plate number one. And Tony, this is coming with some of the sauce as well. Open wide. Good. Okay. There you go. That's plate number one. Moving on to plate number two. Open wide. Thank you. That's plate number two. Oh, you like that? Did you enjoy that, Tony? It's chewy. Try this one. Got him. Thank you. Okay, that's plate one and plate two. You don't know which is which because we haven't told you, because we're that sort of people on this programme. Blindfolds off. Jane, beginning with you. Was it plate one or plate two that made you go wibbly wobbly in the knees?
Number two.
Why was that?
Had more flavour.
Okay. Okay. Both acceptable, but two just
Yeah.
had the edge. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Tony, plate one or plate two?
So both pretty good.
Yes?
I think two had the edge.
Christine has it! Now then, is there something grand on the stand? It's fluffy, it's pink, it's beautifully lit. The prize of your dream is sitting on it. It's a food processor. All right. Yeah? Happy? You've been great fun. You really have been good fun.
Eventually.
Have you had a nice
Yeah,
time?
great.
You sing it, as we said, well, the voices are just delightful, really, really fun. We wish you well with you. I'm sure we'll meet on a cruise. I'm sure we'll meet on a cruise and I'll be able to do a number with you. There's a trick for you. Right. I did I just test a little bit of sarcasm there? Well, I think you've got a lovely husband. He's probably a great cartoonist. It just didn't show through today. Have you had a nice time?
Yes, thank
Give me a little kiss. Thank you so much. Thank you very much for playing the game. You're a great sport. You've done a really good job. And I thought both dishes were really nice. I would not have liked to have made that final decision. But you take away a super prize. You've got a bottle of champagne which needs chilling and drinking. Inside there's enough for you both to have a slap-up meal, which means that nobody has to cook and nobody has to wash up, which is the way it should be when you play and lose on Can't Cook, Won't Cook. Thank you very much indeed. Well, that's all that we've got time for today, but come on, join us again for a huge gaggle of giggles here in the kitchen of Can't Cook, Won't Cook. Until then, God bless and bye-bye. See you soon.
You voted it the nation's favourite daytime TV programme, and it's back, as always, tomorrow at 9:05. In a minute on BBC One, more makeovers.